Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 4 Ending Explained. Season 3, Episode 4 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds delivers one of the most thought-provoking and emotionally layered endings the series has offered so far, blending classic sci-fi moral dilemmas with deeply personal stakes for the crew of the Enterprise. What begins as a seemingly contained mission spirals into a philosophical puzzle about identity, sacrifice, and the cost of doing what's right. Let's break down that ending and why it matters. The setup. A fractured reality. Throughout the episode, the Enterprise crew finds themselves dealing with a strange anomaly that appears to distort not just space, but causality itself. Crew members begin experiencing overlapping memories, moments that didn't happen, conversations that never occurred, and in some cases, entire alternate versions of their lives. At the center of this is a mysterious alien construct discovered on a drifting station. The device seems to be reacting to the crew's presence, pulling fragments of possible futures and weaving them into the present. By the time we reach the final act, it becomes clear this isn't just a glitch in reality. It's a system designed to test sentient beings by forcing them to confront the consequences of their choices, past, present, and future. Pike's impossible choice. Captain Pike is the emotional anchor of the episode, as usual. But this time, the anomaly hits especially close to home. He begins experiencing a future where he avoids his known fate, escaping the accident that has haunted him since his visions in earlier seasons. In this alternate timeline, Pike lives a full life, free from the burden of sacrifice. He sees himself continuing to command, building relationships, even finding peace. But there's a catch. In that future, several members of his crew, people he knows and cares about, don't survive events that, in the real timeline, he helps prevent precisely because of the path that leads to his eventual sacrifice. The device is forcing Pike to confront a brutal truth. His suffering isn't meaningless. It's a pivot point on which countless other lives depend. The crew's parallel struggles. Pike isn't alone. Across the ship, other crew members face their own mirrored dilemmas. One officer sees a version of themselves who chose ambition over compassion and became someone they no longer recognize. Another experiences a life where they avoided a painful relationship, only to discover that the absence of that connection left them hollow. A key character is confronted with a future where they made the logical choice, and it led to devastating emotional consequences. Each of these threads reinforces the episode's central theme. Our choices define us, but so do the consequences we're willing to accept. The twist. The test isn't about survival. As the anomaly intensifies, it appears the Enterprise is on the brink of destruction. Systems fail, reality fractures further, and the crew scrambles for a technical solution. But in the final moments, a realization emerges. The device isn't trying to destroy them. It's waiting for them to choose. Specifically, it's waiting for someone to reject the illusion of a perfect outcome. Pike understands this before anyone else. The ending. Acceptance over escape. In the climactic scene, Pike makes his decision. Faced with the opportunity to remain in the alternate future, free from his tragic destiny, he instead chooses to return to reality, fully accepting the path that leads to his eventual sacrifice. He doesn't try to outsmart the system. He doesn't look for a loophole. He simply accepts. And that's the key. The moment Pike embraces his fate, not as a burden, but as a necessary part of